Nice shot. Oh wow, what a beauty.
Why are you playing golf today? What workout you do today?
It's off the back a little. Unfortunately, when life gives you lemons, you got to make lemonade. And we went to the track to do a brick workout, and we had a double whammy of lemons. The kicker, for whatever reason, we learned a lesson about being out in the light, and it, for whatever reason, was losing the connection, and so I wasn't able to produce power. And then to add insult to injury, there was like fun day, and literally there was like 1,000 kids on the track, so it wouldn't have been possible to do the workout anyway. So all signs were pointing to recovery day. I've done 13 hard days, so today's 14. So here we are having recovery day, and then the universe tells us this is the right decision, because then we end up getting a free round of golf too. So lemonade, baby. Sometimes it tastes good. I was waiting for Jerry's swim to come in, and it didn't come in time, so this morning I'm just going to do another recovery swim and then do the next day session tomorrow. Pretty tired, so probably a better idea anyway. Right, think of it here. Oh, that shit hurts. Holy crap. Ouch.
What are you doing?
Doing a brick workout. 2 rounds. 13 minutes on the bike to 2K. Off the bike. Keeping it high threshold. Probably overbiked a little bit on that first one. I pushed 390 watts. And then that first 2K was 627. So definitely feel it. Probably tone the bike down a little bit. Otherwise, it's like 20 minutes of high-end threshold, bordering on to VO2 max kind of heart rate. So, that's how you get fit. Come on. Okay.
Did you write this workout or did your coach give it to you?
Oh, my coach G gave it to me. Yeah, he wrote this specific one. And now we will work. Challenge on these is focusing for this long at such high-end heart rate. Just want to weak out. You focus. Oh, fuck you. Just doing my bicep curls now. 50 pounds. You want to do a good triathlon, you better work your bis. I would never allow you to get up to that level. I basically was at like 150 heart rate for like probably 15 minutes. That's like my 5K.
I was at 150 heart rate before
you even started?
Before I even started.
You're at 150 heart rate right now.
Probably.
But you have to remember, my max heart rate is maybe, the highest I've seen is 169. That was after pushing 500 watts for 10 minutes. That was as hard as I could go. Do you remember that? I was gasping for air in the CVR thing.
Oh yeah.
That's the highest, and it was hot in there too, which is going to inflate your heart rate as well. So you can't do that high of intensity with doing high volumes. The two are impossible to do. Either one or the other. You do high intensity and low-ish, relatively low volume, or you do high volume and low intensity. Your choice. But when you have great fitness from doing high intensity, endurance comes really fast.
So, are you going to train like an ITU athlete now?
Yes. I would love to. Actually, my entire goal has been to get to a point where I didn't have to race as many 70.3s and Ironmans and race more short course racing. Obviously, non-drafting would be the ideal situation. But unfortunately, a lot of those races don't exist anymore. So the question is, well, what do you do? Well, I'd say I definitely want to start going back to my roots, getting into more 5Ks and 10Ks, maybe get out of my comfort zone a bit, get in a couple of 10 milers or 20k TTs on the bike, and really just try and peak for a 70.3, and like I'm talking peak, not you know, getting to races kind of half-ass. I'm talking a huge peak.
Did your coach come up with this plan, or did you or your advisors, or? Well,
Coach and I have worked together for quite a while now, and when I was having my best races, this is the system I was following. I had all this. This is the funny thing is, I had all this stuff. I used to learn something and write it down on the wall, and I think I have to continue to do that because I like forget. So I used to have written down on the wall, 1 great workout doesn't win races. 30 good workouts in close proximity to each other win races. And I started to deviate away from that. And so, I mean, the old system from high school and university gets you pretty close. 2 workouts a week in a long run. That's what most college and high school running teams do. They'll do 6 weeks of that basically, and then take a taper and go to a race. And that's a pretty good system. Sort of not too high injury risk, etc., etc. So for the most part, we're going to do the same, except we'll do 2 workouts and then a brick workout. So really 3 workouts in a long run or a long ride a week. And string a couple of those together, a couple of those weeks together, absorb it, string another couple of them together, absorb it, and go to a race. And that's a piece of the training that's been missing. And of course the periodization's been missing too. So we'll periodize those blocks a lot better, and then do this sort of idea of functional overreaching a little bit better.
What's the point in having a coach if anything he gives you, you're just going to probably argue with him and tell him you want to do something different?
No, you see that with my coach, we've already established that there will be very little arguing, in that I don't really know much about periodization and about, I've learned a bit, but not a ton, about the scientific underpinning of training. And so I'm here to learn as well. And quite frankly, I can't really see arguing on the foundational aspects of a workout. Perhaps the workout will be written 8 times a K at VO2 max, and I say, ooh, that's a little overkill. I don't think I can do 8. How about 6? And then we'll do 6, something like that. That's all that will alter in terms of the skeleton outline and what we're doing, what systems we're working, durations we're working them for, recoveries, that sort of stuff. There'll be no arguing whatsoever on.
So he writes all that.
He writes all that stuff.